All right. A word about Vincero Collective. You know, you take a pair of sunglasses for granted or a watch, but when you hold something that's real quality, made to last, made to look great for a long, long time, you notice. Vincero Collective, a premium lifestyle brand carrying watches, sunglasses, and much more. That's what it's all about. Perfect for men or women of any style. Eye-catching modern designs to go with anything that you're wearing. I want you to go to VinceroCollective.com/Zane. You'll save 15% and get free shipping for listeners of my show. Use the code Zane and you'll be good to go. VinceroCollective.com/Zane. Now the watches. Stainless steel, durable silicone, and Italian marble straps, surgical grade stainless steel casing with Italian marble inlay. See what I mean? Made to last. Traditional automatic and Japanese quartz movements. That all means something fantastic in the timepiece industry. The sunglasses. You're like, wait a minute. Sunglasses aren't supposed to have so much heft to them. High quality sunglasses. All lens polarized. The frames are handcrafted. And I want you to go check out the selection of watches and sunglasses at VinceroCollective.com/Zane. Again, you'll save 15% and you'll get free shipping when you use the code Zane. How about this? Vincero has a 5-year guarantee and a 365-day free return policy for their products. But don't just take this knucklehead's word for it. Go check out the Google reviews. All right? Over 30,000 5-star reviews on these guys at Vincero Collective. They've been featured in Forbes, Business Insider, and Newsweek, just to name a few. Vincero Collective offers you a shopping experience you can trust. One more time to save 15% with free shipping for my listeners with code Zane. Support my show and go to VinceroCollective.com/Zane.
Did you guys know there's a medication that is proven to treat migraines and prevent episodic migraines in adults? It's called Nurtec ODT, Rimegepant 75 milligrams. If you suffer from migraine attacks, talk to your doctor to see if Nurtec ODT is right for you. Don't take if you're allergic to Nurtec ODT. The most common side effects were nausea, stomach pain, and indigestion. For important safety prescribing and patient information, visit NURTEC.com.
There's so much content out there in general, and there's just so many fucking voices. Apparently, I'm in a podcast war with somebody. Have you heard of some dude named Eric Zane?
I've heard of Billy, but not Eric.
This guy just started trashing me on who are these podcasts. I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? And then somebody sent me the clip.
Is this the free beer and hot wings guy?
Yeah, I Googled him, and he was on that show, Free Beer and Hot Wings, that fucking hacky. It was like, I think it was syndicated, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was.
So
the biggest market was Grand Rapids, Michigan, by the way.
I know. And I didn't even want to know anything about this dude, but I just did a little. First of all, his last name's not Zane. Of course, he had to change the name because that's what these radio dudes do. So I can't even pronounce his real last name. But yeah, it was just like he's trying to start this like radio war with me. And I'm like, I'm so not interested in it.
Hi, this is Kate, otherwise known as the Duchess of New Jersey. When I'm not busy hanging out at the beach, telling people off, or watching someone pump gas for me, I listen to the Eric Zane Show podcast. And now I'd like to introduce the star of the show, Eric Zane. It's riveting.
You sound very condescending there. It's hard to act like you're not in love with me. I know what you're going through. I've heard, and that it happens all the time. Seriously. Poor Chad Zumach. And then by the time that was all going down, Chad was pals with Kevin Brennan, who is one of the funnier people on the planet. And now those two, it's the same thing. Zumach and him, I don't know what the hell happened. Zumach was always trying to horn in on Compound Media. on Anthony's thing, trying to he was very jealous of Chrissy Mayer because she's a regular on there. And so he always he hated that. He hated that. And then I don't know what the hell happened with him and Brennan, because the next thing I know, Brennan and Anthony are dogging Chad. Zumock was also an occasional guest with Anthony. And something, fucking Zumock got pissed about something, and now they all hate him. And they all talk shit about Chad. And Brennan is, I think he has a regular show now on Compound. And I think he just filled in for Anthony last week or something like that. And he spent considerable time ripping Chad a new one. And poor Chad, the fucking idiot. God, never before has more people talked shit about someone who is, he's actually less accomplished than me. You know what? And I'm accomplished enough to keep the lights on, for God's sake, which is pretty much what all I'm shooting for. If there's anything else, I'm happy. But, come on now. Hey, come on, guy. Hang on, I got to drink this coffee, and then we're going to get right after it. I am ready. Holy shit, am I ready? Hang on. That's it. I am charged. I am loaded with the power. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures Monday through Friday right here in the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker studio. Okay, the boiler is getting repaired today. Joe Martinez, he shows up and he goes, okay, I need a part. So, I'm going to have to come back. So he's actually on the way over. He's just going to walk. I go, just let yourself in. Say hi to Kevin. I already told him you're dropping by, and then go do your thing, man. He actually, this is how it went. He took the thing apart and he reset it, and he goes, you have a so-and-so that's bad. I got to replace that. However, I've hot-wired it. And I go, oh, yeah? He goes, yeah. So he has these little, it's like a electrical, it's like a little wire with these clips on either end of it. He goes, I put one clip on this piece of metal and one clip on this piece of metal, and voila, grab this pipe. I go, it's hot. He goes, yep, you're getting hot water now. He goes, when you leave, unhook this. I go, that's it? He goes, yeah, you don't want to be leaving the house with this. I goes, is it going to explode? He goes, no, but just do it. Okay, great. So he shows me how to unhook it. And then he rehooks it back up. He goes, all right, take care. See you in 24 hours. I go, sounds good. Well, him unhooking that clip, I guess, there's a computer inside of the boiler. The boiler said, I see what you're doing there, asshole. You're trying to circumvent my safety systems. Fuck you. And it shut it all down. So I go back there a few hours later, and I go, hey, dude, everything's cold. He goes, okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow. I go, all right, buddy. No problem. I go shower at the YMCA, and I did. Well, it worked out, which is kind of what leads me to what I'm about to tell you about now. Team Knuckle Dragger is there, and I said, hey, I'm going for it. And they're like, what do you mean? I go, I'm going for the record. I got till the start of summer, which is June, whatever, to put up 200 pounds. Currently, I'm at 190. That's where I'm at. I said, I'm going for 195 today. They go, all right. So you've been hitting the weights regularly. You've been trying this. And I go, well, no, I haven't attempted any heavy weight. I've been benching, but not heavy. And they look at me kind of funny. I go, is that a problem? They go, well, I didn't say anything. It's kind of like, well, you never know. I think they knew. that I didn't have a snowball's chance in hell of putting up 195 pounds. I had been like, this is called, I guess, maxing out, going for your PR. And I had been attempting that weekly. And I was, going up, up. I hadn't attempted it in several weeks. So I put 165, and then I did it, and it seemed like there was a little bit of a hitch in my giddy up when I put it up. I felt a little bit tough, and I got to go up 30 pounds. So I go up to Andy, who's the leader of Team Knuckle Dragger, and I go, so do you think I should go up to like 175, do it once, 185, do it once, and then go for 195, or should I just jump from 165 to 195? He goes, depends. And he gives me a list of boring shit that I process, and I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. He goes, yeah, you got to get mean, Eric. E calls me, you got to get mean, E. You got to get, he's giving me like this kind of speech that Mickey would give Rocky. You gotta be Grease Lightning. I don't know if Grease Lightning would apply here, but that's what Mickey said. So, okay, I get him to spot me, and he's standing over me. And normally I lift it off of the rack myself. But this one time I said, well, I might need a little extra juice here, so can you help me lift it off? And it felt weird when he did that. I felt like I was kind of like in the split second it goes from when he lifts it off to when I then start to put it down. Okay, so, wow. I tell you what, the strength leaves you fast because it's above me, and I start to bring it down, and it goes, oh, and it didn't budge. It was holy shit. I'm guessing that 90% of my strength just got sucked out of my ass in the last couple of weeks. Holy shit. Hang on a second here. More on that in a second. Joe Martinez has like 3 phones.
Hello?
Yeah, you got to pick a phone. You've got 2 phones. So,
I told you, this is my work phone. This is a phone that I carry with me about 85% of the time.
So you're telling me that, well, yeah, but, okay.
So during the daytime, when I'm on call, or during the daytime,
yeah.
And then when I'm on call, I carry this phone.
Okay.
And then when I'm not on call, I carry my other phone, because in that way, I can pass the phone off to somebody else. So that way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Well, listen to me. I just said
until we can get a stationary phone, like in an office type setting. This is how we've been doing it.
Okay. Good. All right.
Well, gotta have peace, man. Sometimes,
Okay. Shut up for a minute and listen to me.
Okay.
I sent you a text, and the text on the other phone says, the door is open. Come on in. I'm podcasting. I told Kevin that to expect you. Just come in, say hi to him, and then you're good to go. Just let yourself downstairs, and that's it. Have at it.
Make myself at home downstairs?
Make yourself at home. Do whatever you want to do. Paint the basement.
I was just going to say, you want me to paint the basement and fix the drywall and everything for you?
You can do all that stuff. Have at it.
Okay.
Have at it.
All right.
I was just telling them about your hot wire thing and how it failed terribly.
Oh, I bet.
All right.
See? All that new technology, man.
I know it.
It's a lot smarter than we are.
I know it. It's like it figured out what you were doing and said, no way, that's illegal. We're not doing that.
Yeah. So I'm on 44th right now, coming up to, I think, 18th Avenue. So
yeah,
I'll be there in a few minutes, start tearing things apart and trying to get it back up and running for you.
Hey, there's supposed to be a race war starting tonight. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Have you heard about the race war?
Oh, you mean the guy when they're going to release that video?
Yeah, that shit's going to hit the fan.
Well, I don't know, though. It might, but then again, it might not because it's supposed to start thunderstorming about 2 o'clock all the way up until 10, 11 o'clock tonight. So it might just keep everybody at bay.
All right. We'll see.
So they picked a good day to do it today. I thought they were going to do it on Good Friday, and I thought that was a bad idea.
Oh, yeah, that'd be because once you have it on Good Friday, you can call it the Good Friday Massacre or the Good Friday Riot. You know, it sounds fantastic.
Some of them heads are going to roll down there at the city commission, I bet you.
Oh, people are pissed off. I can't wait to see that video.
I know. It's going to be interesting. They're warning everybody of the language and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And all that stuff, you know. That cop was probably saying, you freaking blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, can you imagine because if it's not by the book, I mean, if it's a by the book use of deadly force, I don't even think that if it's a by the book use of deadly force, it's going to matter.
Right.
I don't think the people that are pissed off care.
Right. But I mean, either way, if you think about it, whether it was done by the book or not, somebody's going to look at it and say this was not, you know.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to find fault. Either way, they're going to find fault. Even if the cop did it by the book, you know, it's just, you know, people want to find problems with everything. You know?
Yep. I know. I hear you.
So
you see, you know, that's what I love about the Latino community, man. You know, you guys, people.
We don't mess with nobody.
No. We just
get high and sell drugs. And, you know.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we got to do is just
sit back and drink some Modelo's and some Coronas and, you know, a little bit of tequila, and we're just chilling, man.
I love it. Okay. All right. Have a good time downstairs.
I will. I'll see you back.
Yeah. More on the race war that starts tonight in a second. All right. So anyway, this weight comes just poof, and Andy from Team Knuckle Dragger, the leader of the gang, pulls it right up, and he goes, "Yeah, okay. For the next one, lift it off." He goes, "I think you should try it again. But I want you to lift it off on your own." Like, I've never helped you lift it off, right? I go, "No." He goes, "Yeah, don't do that. Because when you lift it off, it's kind of like your body's really tensing up. You've already given it a little bit of stress with that little lift off there, and it's you're prepared, and then boom." He goes, "Try that. That might be the difference." And I go, "All right, yeah, I never looked at it that way." So I sat there for like 5 minutes, regrouped, and I go, "All right, hey, come on, let's try it again." I lift it up, and it's over me, 195 pounds. Boom, right back down to my chest. Actually, I brought it down slow. It was a little better. And then I started to push it, and it went about half an inch. And then he helped it along. And then I kind of powered through at the end, but it wasn't really that close. So I got some work to do. Those guys are just, oh, shit. So much power. They very, very strong. I can only hope to be that strong. So that was definitely a setback. It was probably my worst day of losing my power. So I got to get back after it. Got a couple of months. All I got to do, see, I'm at 190 right now. No big deal. I can do this. I know I can do this. I think I can do it. Yesterday was party bus, motor coach, CDL, pre-trip check training. I'm going to, on May 2nd, that is my test. This state examiner is going to come walking up to me outside of the motor coach, and I'm going to say, "Hello, I am. Welcome. Come on in. I want to do my pre-trip check for you. Help yourself into the vehicle. 3-point entry, please, into the vehicle. Have a seat and put your seatbelt on, and I'll do the same. So, basically what you're doing here is you are getting into the cab, and you, the extent of what I learned yesterday was once you get in and gauges and things like that you have to check, and the air brakes, which is the most important thing, the thing that you cannot fuck up. So, and when you are doing the actual test with the state examiner, that you start by giving them $175, and then they sit down. And if you fuck it up, they take your money and they give you the finger, and then they get out and they go, try again, dumbass. And then you got to wait. You got to schedule it again and pay them again. So it's within your, it's a good idea to get this shit down, or else you're going to end up spending a lot of money. Some of you individuals that are in the audience right now are well aware of this, that drive for a living. So, okay. The point of yesterday was sit down with Omar from the company, and he's going to say, this is what to expect. This is what I want you to do, and I want you to practice these things now. All right. Sounds good. So, while you're going through all the steps, you're explaining it to the examiner like they're a dummy, like they have no idea what they're doing. And so that is the best. That's the only one. That's what you have to do. So say, all right, I am not in the seat, and I'm grabbing my seatbelt. I am examining my seatbelt for rips, tears, or frays. I see none, and I am seating it securely into the buckle, and I am pulling on the buckle itself, make sure that it is properly mounted and secured to the frame of the vehicle or the seat. And, you got to explain all these things. It makes very, very important. And you're just rips, tears, frays, properly mounted and secured. Glass, clean and clear. Needle is present. And then, at some point, you're going to turn 2 clicks on the ignition, and all the gauges are going to move. And I'm looking at various pressures of, water and oil and things like that. And the air pressure meter is there. The needle is present. And then, I got my 3 triangles. They're properly mounted and secured. Oh, there's my fire extinguisher. Oh, my gosh, there it is, properly mounted and secured. Glass is clean and clear. Needle is present in the green, charged. ABC fire extinguisher. To help me with any type of fire. Oh, there's my fuses. You got to have the fuses. All right. And so I'm explaining all this. And Omar goes, I think what you do for a living is going to give you an advantage and help you to pass this test. I said, why? He said, because I am getting the impression that you're explaining a story to someone. It's like you're telling a story right now. I go, oh, well, yes. I think that being, for 2 hours, 3 hours every day, I'm talking to no one. That there might be some type of a bleed over. I go, I think what you're suggesting there, and what I am reading, and what I will confirm, is that I have a fully operational bullshit machine that I can use for evil and good at any given time. And when I am talking, a lot of the time when I see, because, there's a lot of things you have to remember. You got to do this all off the top of your head. And if you fuck the shit up, especially the air brakes, if you fuck up the air brakes even a little bit, you're dead. A lot of the times I might find myself while I'm thinking of the next thing I need to do with the examiner, it's a kind of a high pressure thing and $175 on the line. Shit. I might be talking and thinking at the same time. Okay. I have a incredible skill set. As you all know, you see it every day. You see the master at work. You must be sitting there with your mouth open like, wow, how does he do that? He is just so fantastic. Well, I need to put this on display to the examiner while I'm thinking of the next thing. Duchess of New Jersey just subscribed. Thank you, Kate. I appreciate you so much. Very sweet of you. For 6 months. Thank you. The air brakes. Now I don't have all of this down. I'm not going to try to act like I have it all down. That's the point of going to the garage and sitting there and rehearsing. It's a show. Put on a show for these people, for God's sake. But so, it's one thing to read the manual. It's another thing entirely to practice, because then you get that shit down. And you should know this. You should be so efficient, proficient, skilled at this the first time you fire this thing up. You don't want some kind of asshole who doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to the brakes and then that's the number one thing. So Omar is telling me that the air brakes, so if you start to lose pressure, all right, there's going to be a warning that goes off. It says with your front brakes and it's a beep, and it'll tell you, brakes. And if that happens, get the fucking thing over and call someone, because your passengers, if your brakes go, if that drops too far, that air pressure, the next thing that's going to happen is the parking brake's going to go on. If that pressure gets too low, like about 30 PSI or something like that, this parking brake just goes bam, and it'll pop out of the dash, okay? And the vehicle's going to go, and everybody's going to go flying forward. And this happened to Omar when he was driving a rapid bus in Grand Rapids, when something underneath the vehicle in the road blew up the bellows and cut into the line. So the air pressure dropped like that in like a second and a half. So no time to react. And he said that everybody in the bus was going, they all go flying forward. Holy shit. So that is something that could happen to you. So you have to prepare for that. You have to know that's part of the test. You have to know what to do when these things happen. So in the air brakes test, you got to make sure that all these alarms are working and things like that. This is before you even do anything. So you got the examiner next to you, and then you got to actually step on the brakes several times to lower the pressure of the thing and make the alarm go off. See, the alarm is working. And then you got to do it more and then make sure that the parking brake goes off in the event. So, I'm learning all this shit as it's going on. But the reason why I'm talking about it right now is because Thursday, Omar, he laughed his ass off when I told him about my built-in bullshit machine that I have. And he goes, yeah, use that. Use that bullshit machine. Okay? Now, out of all of this, the one thing you can't get anything wrong on is the brakes. You get anything wrong with the brakes, boom, that's it. Test over. Examiner gets out, goes, fuck you, thanks for the money. And then that's it. What? What did I do? You forgot something. Eat shit. Bye-bye. Oh, my God. So I'm going back Thursday. It was actually fun yesterday to do this. I was... the whole practical experience of narrating it as you do it was enjoyable. I don't know why. I just liked it. I had a good time. So I can't wait to go back. I'm like, why did I wait so long to do this shit? This is easy. Why didn't you sell it as it's a fun adventure? So Thursday, more practice. The test, mark it down, is set for, I believe, May 2. Yeah. Why didn't I write it down? CDL test. That's going to be huge. I might have to take day off here. Might have to put a best of show. Wait a minute. May 2. Okay. Yep. CDL test. I don't know what time yet. Probably about 10 a.m. I don't know. Maybe I start like an hour early on the show that day. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. We'll figure that out. We will figure that out. When is your retake of the test? Aram says. Well, that's pretty cute. You're suggesting I'll fail. I think I'm going to do pretty well, though. I think I'm confident that I can pull this off. Mother Mary here. All right. You still do a best of show. I thought WATP guilted you out of that. Well, here's the thing. No, I always do a best of show, and here's why. Unlike WATP, I have sponsors who pay for me to do a show. And they're counting on their messages being heard, Jesse. Contrary to popular belief, my show is, light years ahead of that fiasco that is Who Are These Podcasts. There is a very, very important reason to do a best of show. It's called income. Many podcasters sit around and they gloat about their numbers. We're ranked number 85 in the nation, up from 88. I do not care about any of those numbers. The only number I care about is the number that allows me to pay for vet bills and keep the lights on and pay Joe Martinez to come to my house to fix the boiler. Those numbers. It's an S with a line going through it twice vertically with numerals after it. Those are the numbers, the only numbers that mean anything to anyone. Aram says, please, for the best of, add the Z-Speed mobile mechanic segment. Oh, it's coming. It is happening. I am planning on going up north near the end of April, and I'm going to do the show up at Fear Bunker North. I'm pretty sure that I'm going up on the Saturday the 23rd or Sunday the 24th. Saturday is sorority day with Madison. I'm not sure what is going on with that. It's like a dad's day at the sorority. I have no idea. But anyway, I'm going up north. And so that's the 24th. And then I don't know how long I'm going to stay up there. A few days. So that means doing the show from Fear Bunker North. And it has been forever since I've done the show from Fear Bunker North. And I'm just going to let you know that it's a little wonky because I have satellite internet there. And it can best be described as shit. So I'm just warning you now so that the complaint level, I'm not even going to look at the comments on those days because you guys are going to be so pissed. And it's like, look, it's just temporary. I just wanted to go up north and spend some time up there. I haven't been up there in 6 months. I've been grinding hard. And I have not been able to do it, to go up there. So I will be heading up there, and we'll have some fun. Sexy voice Andrea, Diana's way ahead of you. You better get that basement painted before you leave for up north. Oh, I hear you. I know it. But I guess that's possible, but probably not. There's probably no way that is going to happen. All right. And that is just before our Bosco's Pub adventure on April 30th, which is just going to be sweet. I can't wait. Is the Queen of the Forest going to handle the NFK duties while I am away? No. So what I was thinking was, in the shower, I'm going to set up like a one of those things you put on the wall, and you can like push a button, and then the soap comes out in your hand. And then I'm going to hang up the loofah high so he doesn't have to bend over, you know. That is important. That way he can, I can show him what he needs to do for the cleaning, and that will suffice, you know. Chris says he's just not going to wash. I certainly hope that that is not true. I hope he doesn't get the idea that this is a permanent thing, that he gets to do that now himself. I'm just going to keep assuming that I'm just going to keep doing it. I'm just going to say, oh, yeah, hey, I'm back. Come on, let's go scrub your asshole. Tyler says he'll be extra ripe when you come back. No. Jason says it's a dispenser. Yes, that's what it is. I don't know why I struggled to say that. Fuck me. I'm an idiot. Damn it. All right. Dear Meathead happens in 27 minutes. Send your questions along. Subject line, Meathead, Dear Meathead. On the Shoreliner Striping inbox, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Shoreliner Striping. If you need that parking lot striped, if you need the parking lot swept, whatever it is, athletic field painted, shorelinerstriping.com. This show happens each and every day on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Please follow me there. Please subscribe there. You can subscribe for free with your Amazon Prime account, just where it says Twitch Prime. Click on that. When you are subscribed, you don't get any ads during the live show. And a lot of people like to watch the show as it actually unfolds live. I then take that audio, make it available wherever you download podcasts. Just search Eric Zane Show and subscribe away. Even if you don't download the podcast, if you subscribe, that would help me. Thank you. Twitch and Facebook, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Thanks to those folks. I'm on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Eric Zane Show. Brought to you by Blue Frost IT. YouTube. Brought to you by my friends at My Policy Shop Insurance. Frank the Tank Fuss, the Medicare expert. He can help you. Gilbert Gottfried is dead. That is terrible. I've always loved Gilbert Gottfried. He had a bad ticker. Some type of ailment where the muscle on his body got weaker and weaker. Like he had been losing muscle mass for a long, long time. And I think it caused this issue with his heart. I was a couple things that I found interesting. I usually like to do this when famous people die. Find something interesting that not a lot of people know about. And with Gilbert, a lot of it is funny because it's a lot of his comments surrounding it. Born in Brooklyn in 1955, the son of homemaker Lillian Zimmerman and hardware store owner Max Gottfried. His father and grandfather ran the store above which the family lived. He was raised in a Jewish family, but later said of his unusual upbringing, quote, I ate pork. We weren't that aware of the holidays or anything like that, but were aware of being Jewish. It's like I kind of knew that even though I was never bar mitzvah and we didn't follow the holidays, I knew that if the Nazis came back, I'd be in the same train coach with everyone else. That is absolutely brilliant. according to this about Gilbert's style, Danny Gallagher of the Dallas Observer wrote, Gilbert has one of the most original formulas in the history of comedy. You don't just laugh at the punchline when Gilbert Gottfried tells a joke. You laugh at the setup. You laugh at his comments about the joke. You even laugh at the segues between the jokes. Gilbert was not about time plus tragedy equals comedy. He was offended by that. Much to, he got him into a lot of trouble all the time, and he didn't give a shit. He was, I'm going to get to some of his incredible jokes, but the one thing in particular that was just days after 9/11, he was at the Friars Club roast of Hugh Hefner in New York. He says he was in full roast mode that night, making the obvious jokes about Hefner. Quote, he doesn't need Viagra, he needs cement. Until he uttered 26 words that shocked everybody. Already prepared for the worst, even though they were prepared for that, it utter silence. No one did anything when he said, I have to catch a flight to California. I can't get a direct flight, he said. They said they had to stop at the Empire State Building first. In the aftermath of 9/11 in New York, of all places, people did not joke about the terrorist attack, at least not publicly. As the quiet at the roast turned to angry boos, Gottfried launched into the aristocrats joke. Mark Benelli said it was a serious tactical error. Gottfried disagreed. He reveled in controversy regardless of the outcome. Gottfried's attitude toward the idea of too much or too far is likely the reason he never achieved the same level of mainstream success as Jerry Seinfeld or Dennis Miller. But the very idea that this is from the Washington Post, the very idea that he should pull punches, especially when something tragic had just occurred, offended him. Fuck, that's incredible. The comic referred to tragedy and comedy as roommates, telling Vulture, wherever, no, he didn't talk like that all the time, by the way. He only talked about like that with the loud, obnoxious voice and the squinty eyes when he was on stage. Otherwise, he talks just like you and me. Wherever tragedy's around, comedy's a few feet behind them, sticking his tongue out and making obscene gestures. He later wrote an essay that he was surprised to hear the criticism from the Hefner roast. Quote, I don't think anyone's lost an audience bigger than I did at that point. He said they were booing and hissing. Gottfried found the idea that it was, quote, too soon ridiculous, if not offensive. He said the idea of it being too soon is more offensive than the joke itself. You can do jokes about the Lincoln assassination and the Titanic and no one says anything because everyone involved is dead and their grandchildren are dead. I actually think that's in worse taste. You're saying, screw all those people who died. I waited for it to become unimportant to us. When I do a joke about September 11th or the Japanese tsunami, what's funny is that it shocks the audience. They are responding to the fact that it's tragic and you're acknowledging it. He argued that making jokes like that and so quickly was simply human nature. That everyone did it before the internet allowed for moral posturing and scolding. Whether you agreed with his philosophy was beside the point. Throughout his career, he made it known that he had a code. Nothing is off the table for a comedian. Nothing was, quote, too soon. And he stuck to that code no matter what it cost him. To him, it seemed that was the ultimate joke. Oh, my God. What a fantastic thing. So that he is a rarity. And now I want to go over some of his most shocking jokes. I loved reading this, and I'll link it all up so you can look at it on your own or share it or whatever. But Gottfried was fucking great. All right. Let's see. He says, I enjoy watching other people getting in trouble. I like to sit back, relax, and see somebody else being destroyed by the public. Gottfried's long history of shocking audiences, both online and in person, began in the 80s with a stand-up bit about his first meeting, and meetings in quotes, so maybe it didn't happen, maybe it did, with former First Lady Jackie Kennedy Onassis. The comedian claimed that he met Jackie at a cocktail party before saying, I went up to her and wanted to break the ice. So I said, do you remember where you were when you heard JFK was shot? Yes. Fuck yes. Fuck. In 1991, Gottfried pissed everybody off because he was making masturbation jokes during a live broadcast of the Emmy Awards. It was right after referencing the arrest of actor Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman, earlier that year. Fox, which was broadcasting the show, was able to issue an apology stating that Gottfried's jokes were irresponsible and insulting. The comedian later claimed he had been blacklisted from the event and was no longer welcome. It talks about the 2001 September 11th jokes, which I already mentioned. The Aristocrats joke was discussed in a film of the same name, released in 2005. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Gottfried had to be censored on the Howard Stern show. I guess it was still terrestrial radio in 2001 after making a remark about Bindi Irwin, who was 7 years old at the time. Gilbert allegedly called a man named Bindi and said, I want to fuck your big droopy yellow tits. No. Tits or twat? It says T-T. I think it means twat. I'm not sure how Bindi Irwin works into that. After joining Twitter in 2009, Gottfried continued to share his off-color jokes, alarming followers and even losing endorsement deals. In 2010, after photos of 18-year-old Miley Cyrus smoking pot were leaked, Gottfried caused controversy when he tweeted, I just watched the clip of Miley Cyrus sucking a bong. I am so sad. Sad that it wasn't my cock. In 2011, Gottfried lost a deal with Aflac after he shared several shocking tweets about the Japanese tsunami. This is like an hour after the wave hit and killed everybody. Japan is really advanced. They don't go to the beach. The beach comes to them. He wrote right after the disaster killed more than 15,000 people. He doubled down, writing, Japan called me. They said, maybe those jokes are a hit in the U.S., but over here, they're all sinking. Aflac does 75% of its business with Japan, fired Gottfried amid widespread outrage. Gilbert shrugged off the loss of income, later telling the New York Post, it certainly got my Q rating up. Had I waited 3 days, it would have been a really old story. Gilbert did not give a fuck about anything. Talk about someone who, it's his way or the highway. It's all a joke. It was all a joke to Gilbert, and he did that to the day he died. And that, I think, is so rare. No one does that. There is no one that would dare do that. How fantastic is that? So I just wanted to mention that we lost a very, very funny human being today or yesterday, and I wanted to take the time to talk about that fucker. How great is that? I wish I had some joke writing ability. The problem is I don't have the balls that Gilbert had, because if I made a tasteless joke about Gilbert dying, somehow like in taking a page from Gilbert's playbook, somebody would try to fucking cancel me because everybody's a fucking asshole. Amanda says, Eric, you got to go watch this documentary. I plan on it. If I have time, as soon as I get the basement painted. All right. There you go. Rest in peace, Gilbert. Very, very sad. But damn, were you funny. Funny, funny man. I'll do a Patreon podcast a little bit after this one gets done. Having a great time on Patreon. I'm hoping for at least one of you that are enjoying the free podcast between now and the start of it will be able to join me. Let's see. Because, in addition to the Patreon bonus podcast, I do the several things. Yesterday, supposed to drop an edition of Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia. Failed miserably at that. Dale got tied up. Today's the 13th. I'm going to try to do the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast tomorrow at 7. It all depends on Ben. I'm sending him a text right now. Hello, period. Can you podcast on Thursday evening at 7 p.m.? ? Rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried, period. All right. Wait till I hear back from him. All on Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane, Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. And the open and live stream of this show today brought to you by Joe Martinez and A&E Heating and Cooling, who may very well be in the basement right now working on the boiler. Thank you, Joe. Joe just said the boiler is running. You already got it fixed? Hold on a second.
Yes, sir.
You already got that thing running?
Yep.
What was the part that you put in it called? An igniter?
No, low water pressure switch.
Are you drunk? It took you forever to say that.
Yeah, I'm still reeling from last night. I went to the casino last night, and
yeah,
I was getting some warm-ups before I go to Vegas.
Yeah, I know it. That's the plan. You're such a high roller now. Jesus. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's a long words for us Mexicans, I mean, we're not used to that shit, man.
Yeah, man. You know what you should do? You ever watch? You ever?
Este pinche máquina ya no sirve a la verga por nada. Ya necesitas a cambiar la madre.
I don't know what the fuck you said.
I know you didn't.
When in Colombia, Pablo Escobar used to ride through the streets of the city and throw money at the people, and that's why one of the reasons why they loved him. Since you're like a big heating and cooling kingpin, you should do that. Drive through the barrio in Wyoming there.
Yeah, and in Wyoming, Michigan. The only problem with that is that down there they all drive Ford F-150s, and they got those big roll cages with the benches on the back. And they got guys standing there in military uniforms and rifles and everything. So I don't think Wyoming would allow me to do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well,
running. You got about 138 degree outlet water right now. Yeah, it's warming up nicely now.
Nice. Okay, buddy. Hey, thank you. And
I will. Huh?
And then how should I pay you? Are you just going to send me a bill, or do you just want me to,
Yeah, I got to sit down and figure it out because, it's kind of like, I got to figure out how much money I need for Vegas.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right, fair enough.
All right.
Okay, buddy.
Okay.
Okay, see ya.
I'll see you. Bye.
Hell yes. 616-516-8579 for Joe Martinez. Thank you, buddy. Spring cleaning time. I know I need one. It's dumpster season. Dumpster divers. Go to their website, dumpsterdiversllc.com. You can do it all online if you want, or you can call or text the boys at 616-375-9962. Dumpster Divers, LLC, 616-375-9962. Their dumpsters are cheaper than everyone else's because the weight limit is lower. You're getting bent over the dumpster when you call upon the other guys because they're charging you for a weight limit that you can't possibly achieve no matter what you put into that damn thing. Now, in the unlikely event that you actually do, they'll charge you a little bit more, but it's, based on particular weight numbers, not like thresholds. You're still paying less. So go to the website, dumpsterdiversllc.com, if you are within the West Michigan area. You get a little too far out, and they're like, nah, we're not going out there. That's kind of like what happened to Kenny when he reached out to that guy, that mobile mechanic. And the mechanic mistakenly did not look how far away Kenny's residence was, and then made the very appropriate business decision to cancel it on Kenny, which Kenny was mildly inconvenienced, and he just called another mechanic closer and was able to get the next person to fix it. But Kenny's car was delayed in being repaired because he was spending too much time telling everyone on Facebook about the harsh injustice that occurred. I think in the history of humankind, the slaughter of Martin Luther King is second to the injustice of mobile speed mechanic telling Kenny that he can't show up to repair his vehicle. It was that huge. So it's on my brain now. Kenny is furious. He's typing all sorts of terrible expletives. He says he is still pissed about it. You do not. You should not be pissed. I called the mechanic. You heard that. And he explained himself. And you should just process that and laugh it off. You should go and rescind the 1 star that you gave that nice man. All right. Finally, before we bring in my dad, My Policy Shop Insurance, that is Frank Fuss. Now, not a lot of you that are listening to the show are old. When I say old, I mean 65 and older. The old people in society get their insurance. They get Medicare insurance. So you old people, when you're retired, that's what you do. Now, a lot of us, most of us, are not old as shit, but we know someone who is. This is what I would like you to do. I would like you to have your loved one be introduced to Frank Fuss. 5-minute phone call to determine that they are getting all that they are entitled to. I am not kidding. I did this with the NFK, a Medicare checkup. Kevin now has more thorough coverage insurance with 0 to just a small amount of deductible for any procedures, better prescription plan, and not as expensive. Don't ask me how that's a thing, how that all comes together. Doesn't matter. All I know is the number. So I call Frank. He takes care of that. You see what I'm saying there? You must do this. 616-914-4070. The Medicare Advantage Plan expert, Frank the Tank Fuss, also a specialist with buying insurance on the marketplace, life insurance, things like that. 616-914-4070. All right, hang on. Buy me some time here. I got to get a drink. Stand by. Diana woke up this morning. Got yourself a gun. And Benny does this deal. Diana has a pretty strong stomach. She once actually wiped my mother's ass. She is such a saint. My mother, in the later stages of her life, she oftentimes needed nursing care. And Diana would do it. And everybody else was like, oh, God, and she would just get right in there. My poor mother would soil herself, and Diana would take care of it. So she has a very strong stomach. But what she doesn't have a strong stomach for, apparently, is Benny. Sometimes Benny, the one-eyed wonder dog, will sneeze, and a big green goob will come flying out of his nose, and it'll land on the bedspread or the floor, and then he'll eat it. Okay? So that's already horrible. That's a horrible thing to witness. And, I mean, her and I we basically sleep in a dog bed. Okay? The dog, Bruce sleeps on there at night. During the day, Benny sleeps on the damn thing. And then when Bruce gets up at night, Benny gets down. He doesn't like to be up there when Bruce is up there. But we are sleeping in dog beds. That's what we do. And don't judge me over that. Life is better when you actually sleep with a dog in your bed. There is no doubt about it. My mental health is better knowing that Bruce is there. I am not kidding you. You have to do this. Well, anyway, so Benny will sneeze and a big orange yellow goob will go flying on the bed, and then he consumes it. He eats it. So this morning he wakes up and goes, and then you hear the sound of him trying to lick his nose, and then we both turn around and look, and then Diana sees what I see. She starts going, and this thick goob is coming out of his nose, and now it's touching his upper dog lip, and he's taking his mouth and going, and he's with his tongue trying to get at it. And Diana's like, and nothing makes me laugh more than the sound of a person gagging. It just cracks me up. Fuck, is that funny? Man, makes me laugh every time. Dear Meathead is brought to you by JM Synthetics. Online at jmsynthetics.com. That is where you need to go to buy AMSOIL products. Sarah says that would make me puke as well. Earthbound 61 meant to say that's disgusting, but referred to it as that's discussing. Maureen says, oh no. Adam the Odd, he's grossed out. Richard Francisco says, and then he kisses you. Yeah, well, it's even worse. O'Neill eats poo. But we try not to let him lick us. And we don't like to let any of our dogs lick us, frankly. Okay? And that is because every year you hear about someone who let a dog lick them, and then they wake up from a coma 10 days later, and their arms and legs are cut off. That happens. Somehow the disease that's in their mouth gets put into like a cut or a hangnail or something like that. You know. And then, so yeah, don't ever let a dog lick you. no matter what. All right. JM Synthetics online at jmsynthetics.com.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dad. How are you?
I'm okay. And how about yourself?
Doing fantastic, Dad. We were just talking about people who let dogs sleep on the bed with them.
Okay.
And
what were you saying?
well, like sometimes like a dog would sleep in a dog bed, but
Yeah.
some other people actually, when they sleep, the dog is on the bed with them or uses the person's bed as their bed. So would you like it if a dog slept on your bed?
Well, I got some news for you. 100 years ago, I had a dog, and I had my dog sleeping on the bed. I don't know. I was a little boy.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, how would you feel about that today? Like, let's say you had a dog. Would you let the dog sleep like right in between you and Joanne?
No, I would not do that. I think the dog belongs to the dog bed, assigned for the dog, not in the regular bed. No way.
Is that because it's just a little gross? The dog might lick his butt or something like that, or?
No, those are not the thoughts I have, but I just don't have any kind of feeling for the dog to sleep on the same bed that I'm sleeping. I think you should be rough in your own brain, not rough really, but adamant to train the dog to sleep in a doggy bed on the floor.
Yeah, some people do that. Some people do that.
Yeah, I do know that.
Now, some people claim that sleeping with a dog is good for their mental health.
I see no connection with the dog sleeping in the bed and a mental health. If you need a mental health, go to a doctor.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Really?
If you need so let me write this down. If you need a mental health, go see a doctor.
Go see a mental doctor. You cannot get the dog to heal you.
All right, so that's just all nonsense.
No, this is ridiculous. This is really ridiculous. Sorry that I'm very,
No.
upset with this for whoever does that. I don't want to hurt their feelings in any way because that's their feeling and that's all this is. But the dog does not belong in your bed.
And I'm guessing Joanne feels the same way.
Absolutely.
Well, I think it's up to the individual.
Well, according to Joanne, it's up to the individual.
Okay. All right.
But I don't see the human connection for the dog to be in the bed and the dog and the human.
Yeah, get off the couch. Get off the couch, and get off.
Yeah. We were. I mean, I love dogs. You know me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, hey, I used to have like 3 dogs or 2 dogs, something like that.
I know it. I remember a very famous line you said when you were petting my dog, O'Neill, and you said, "This dog's hair is so soft."
Yes, I was touching them. And the dog was just letting me do that,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
When Susie comes over, Chloe is an adamant dog lover.
Oh, yeah.
She would have 15 dogs in her house if they let her.
Talking about Lizzie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you said Susie. I'll just...
Oh, no. Well, I got too many kids hanging out.
I know. Yeah, hey. That's what we do. We get our kids mixed up. Okay, very good. All right, I got all that. That was just a discussion that we were having before we reached out to you guys today. But, all right, yeah, another day. It's going to be another warm, nice day around here, and then I think it's going to get chilly, Dad. You might want to... You informed me that you're getting the garden ready again.
Yes. Actually, last year, before the year was up, we take everything out of the garden and all that. I hands and knees for about 12 hours. I pulled every weed out of that garden.
Okay, so it's ready. Now you just got to plant, right? Do you have to?
Right.
Do you have to get the soil ready, like turn it over or anything?
Oh yeah, I got to get ready for that.
Okay, so
I got a small gizmo that turns the dirt over. Then when I do that, my neighbor comes out with a humongous size equipment. He turns that over.
Yeah.
And then he's the guy that plants my garden and all that.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, we're looking forward to that, Dad. There's no doubt.
Yes.
Sarah has a question, Dad. This is what Sarah wrote. She said, Meathead, my garbage disposal stinks. What do you recommend to freshen it up? You know, like you put the food in the garbage, you turn it on, and it goes down the drain? In the sink.
Well, I don't know. My common sense says that I just have to take it outside, completely scrub it down.
The garbage disposal?
Something, you know. You got to keep it clean.
Yeah, but this is the thing that's in the bottom of the sink. You know, it's attached to the sink underneath the in the cabinet underneath the sink, and it's difficult to get at, you know. And is there any way that any product you can put in there? I think Joanne said one, right?
Yeah, Joanne.
A little baking soda might help.
A little baking soda can help. According to that, and you got to scrub it constantly.
Well, it's kind of tough to scrub it because you stick your hand in there. It's not a lot of room.
Well, rubber gloves or something and get your hands in there and clean it up. Or just, can you get rid of it and replace it with another one?
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's trying to avoid that. I think there's a product you can buy that you actually drop in there, and then it's supposed to clean it. You put water in, you turn the damn thing on, and it grinds it all up and it cleans it.
Baking soda does the same thing.
There you go.
Joanne says baking soda does the same thing.
Try a whole box of baking soda.
No, not a whole box.
No?
Not a whole box. She says.
No. Okay.
That's really.
About half a box of a small box.
Half a small box, she says.
Okay.
And scrub it with it, you know.
All right. Don writes, Meathead. He's in a debate with his wife. When it comes to applesauce. Have you ever had applesauce, Dad?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Joanne says she makes it.
Okay. Well, Don likes it warm, and his wife likes it cold. And Don says that she likes it cold because she's lazy and doesn't want to heat it up. He says, what do you think? Hot or cold? And am I being a jerk?
Well, I got to go for help here on this one.
Why can't he heat it up in a microwave?
Why can't he heat it up in a microwave?
Like for her? Because
for him.
Well, he likes it warm. He does do that.
Well,
so
warm his up and
warm it up.
Cold.
Yeah, warm it up in a microwave for you.
Yeah.
Eat it and let her eat hers cold.
This seems like a dumb thing to have an argument about.
Yeah, it really does. It's not dumb. I wouldn't call it dumb.
It is dumb.
Well, I mean, when everyone does something, we can't be, and you don't do it, you can't be calling them they're doing a dumb thing. No,
you can't. Okay.
You know, I mean, it's their thought. Let them do what they want to do.
Yeah, it's their.
Joanne says it's dumb if you don't let them heat up. And
yeah, I know that.
Oh, okay.
I know you like to say oftentimes it's his mentality.
Yeah.
And if there's a problem.
You reminded me of that.
Yeah.
I haven't used that word for a while.
Well, you did say earlier to go see a mental doctor.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the same.
But I didn't think of mentality.
Gotcha. All right, Dad. Aram. Excuse me. Aram.
Hey, Aram, my buddy.
Aram says greetings.
Greetings.
He says that a friend of mine broke his Lenten promise by eating sweets. He is scared to darken the doors of his church. What advice can we give this Mickey Mouse guy who can't even quit sweets for 40 days? Signed, Aram.
Aram, if it's a character of a person as far as food is concerned, not other things right now, it's their choice, you know. They have to be taught. You can't harp at them.
No? Well,
No.
I think he's saying that he's giving him a hard time because he gave it up for Lent, and he can't even give it up for Lent.
Well, if this other person, that's what he wants to do, he's just not going to listen to you. If he's that adamant in his thoughts. So don't waste your time on him.
Yeah, don't even. I would just ignore him.
Ignore him, and that's what he wants to do. I mean, if it's your son doing that and a child, you are concerned about it, and you're going to work at it. But he's another person that does that. Well, hey, let him do it.
Hey, it's his.
Tell him. This is what your health situation is. If you do this, you're going to.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word die, but you're going to hurt.
Well, yeah, I know,
If you don't do
but
that, you could be healthy.
well, again, it's not about that. It was the religious aspect of it is what he's concerned about.
Well, what does the religion says about sweets?
Well, in particular, Catholics during Lent, they make a promise to give something up for Lent. I don't even know if you were familiar with that.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay.
I've heard of it.
So that's what he's saying. He's saying he can't even give up sugar for for like Jesus.
Well, did Jesus say anything about eating sweets?
No, I don't think that. I don't think he did. But I think
to fast, you know.
Yeah.
Fast. You're talking about fasting.
Not exactly. I think the Lent.
I'm not understanding the question.
Well, I think the yes, fasting is part of Lent, but also a Lenten, as I understand it, a Lenten promise is something that you stick to for 40 days to remind you that you're giving up something small for Lent, while God gave up his only son, which is something big. That is the mindset of Lent.
Well, some people, I don't know, probably hate my guts for saying this, but I really don't believe in that.
Your church does?
I mean, the Catholic Church believes that.
Well, I think
Our church believes that. I don't believe in that myself.
It's a Christian principle.
To give up food?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you missed that part of the church calendar, but 40 days of Lent leading up to the resurrection of Jesus. Yeah, it's kind of been around for a long time.
Yeah, I've forgotten those things.
Oh, okay.
Because I have not practiced that.
Okay.
I love God dearly.
All right.
And but I don't. Some of the biblical things were written by men or women. I don't think God ever spoke up to, in my opinion, that you can't be doing this.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Next time you see Pastor, what's his name again? Pastor
Kurt?
Next time you see Pastor Kurt, don't tell him any of this.
No.
You can't. Don't say this to Pastor Kurt. He's gonna go.
I know. We don't discuss that.
No, he's gonna say Reuben.
Any of these things. One thing. But this is an important thing. One thing I remember that I made a vow to myself that I never discuss religion with other people.
No.
No.
Okay. You're like, I keep that to myself. I don't want to talk about it.
I believe in Christ.
Uh-huh.
I don't discuss the religion aspect of that with anybody.
Okay. You're like, hey, I'm keeping this to myself, and that's the end of it.
That's right. God loves me. If I love him, show him affection, love, and follow the rules of it.
Yeah, well, that's all very
Fine,
nice.
That's my personality and my judgment. That I decide to judge myself, not anyone else.
Okay, I'm writing this down. It's my personality and my judgment.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So,
well,
I never discuss religion with anybody else.
No?
I believe in the Bible.
Uh-huh.
I believe in Christ. And that's all there is about my religion.
Well, so now this is Holy Week in the church, and you guys have been kind of like away physically because of this this illness.
Yes.
So I'm assuming you're just going to kind of lay low this week. Is that the plan?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, we have been, yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Let's move on. Adam writes, Dear Meathead, good morning. Thank you for taking my question. Do you have any thoughts on why a carrot seems to be more orange in color than an orange is?
Oh, my God. This guy really studies things. I never thought about that. I don't know what to tell him.
Yeah. I guess in some cases, a carrot would be more orange than an orange.
Don't they dye oranges?
Do they dye?
John just said, don't they dye oranges?
I don't know. I haven't heard if oranges are dyed. Is Joanne suggesting that when they're on the tree, they're like blue?
No, they're a lot of. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I heard years ago that some of the they color them to make them look even better. But I'm probably wrong.
No, I don't know. Let's see.
I never thought of anybody dyeing orange.
She's right. She's absolutely right. The FDA has.
In fact, I'm saying I've heard that.
Well, you're correct in what you have heard because I'm looking at it right now. It says it is a common practice to color the skins of oranges in certain areas because they don't look orange because of climactic or cultural conditions.
Yeah.
And so the food producers will actually make the oranges more orange. Dad, she's always correct. She always knows things.
Hey, she's a quiet but knowledgeable woman.
Well, yeah, I didn't even bother trying to, some people might, conventional wisdom, some people might go, no, that's not true. But I know better because, numerous times with Joanne, there have been instances where that exact thing just happened. When
Joanne says something, you better believe in it.
Not always.
Well,
I'm telling you,
not true.
She's been kind of cautious about building up on her own ego, but no.
I learned by my mistakes.
No.
You heard what she said.
She is a fountain of wisdom, for God's sake.
Hey, no, she doesn't push that.
Right on.
She's a quiet. In her own thoughts, she's very quiet.
Dad, the gentleman who sent you the Michigan keychain has written in. That would be Mark, who lives in Mississippi now. He used to live in New Orleans. He says, Meathead, I want to talk to you about when we sent a man to the moon. Do you think that really happened or that the government has been lying to us? Please embellish.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Government send a what?
Well, Mark is talking about, do you remember when the U.S. sent a man to the moon?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, some people have suggested that was all fake. Okay. And he said, what do you think, Meathead? Did we really go to the moon or was it fake?
No, they sent somebody up to the moon. I believe in that.
Okay. You do not believe that the government was lying just to make us think that we went to the moon.
No, the government didn't send anything out there. It's scientific people that are involved and do these things.
Well, that's through the government.
It's not the government. No.
Yes, it
Yeah, it is. It's not a bunch of nerds that get together and build a rocket.
No, but there are people that are doing this. Frankly, I really don't understand why the whole world is messing around with the skies and all that. I can't understand. Like, these people are spending thousands of dollars to get in that vehicle and go up there and don't even get out of it and come back down. That costs $500,000.
I think it's much.
What is that common sense?
I think it's actually more than that. It's
well, I'm just shooting at it.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Dad, I kind of agree with you. Why would the amount of money spent could feed an entire city of people that are impoverished?
Yeah.
For God's
there are
sake,
people down here in this country. Now, some of them are being taken care of. They're being taken care of. That could use that money to raise their kids and raise their families and all that. And here we spend it on a flight to go up there in the air, and they don't even get up to look at the moon or anything else. They turn around and come right back.
Right. It's just minutes. And then, you know what, Dad? If you were to ever run for the presidency or to be the governor, I think that should be your campaign slogan. I can't understand why people mess with the skies.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just cannot understand that.
All right. Let's see. Jonathan writes, Meathead, some people believe in conspiracy theories, like the earth is flat. What is your opinion on these theories and the people that believe them?
Honestly, that's a pretty deep subject. I have no clue what's going on.
Well, I mean, if someone came up to you and said, "Hey, Ruben, the Earth is flat," you're probably gonna think.
No, the Earth is what it is, and what people have scientifically proven the way it is.
Yeah. So
some bonehead comes up and says, "No, it's flat."
Did they read about Magellan?
What?
Yeah, she's talking about an explorer who.
Don't they read about Magellan?
Right. Yeah, he starts sailing and then he shows up on the other side. It's pretty easy and simple to see the curvature of the Earth.
You know what? I think a lot of millions of people have nothing else to do on this earth but to sit around and think of these concoctions.
Yeah, Dad.
This is that. And then when you heard about, I never heard of that.
No, you couldn't be more right. It drives me crazy. And there's quite a large contingency of people that do what you just described. And I just want to grab them by the neck and
honest to God.
Yeah.
It's just no common sense to it. Why do you spend your time concocting this stuff?
Really, they need a hobby. They need to do something. Maybe get some exercise.
Well, send them here. I'll give them a hobby.
You can put them on the island.
Yeah. Oh man, you brought up the subject again. I really love that island. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's a better idea than we put them in a prison for life?
Yeah.
And feed them, clothe them.
Yeah.
And then they're of no use to humanity.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, you take these really bad people, put them on the island, and
one T-shirt, one pair of sandals, and once a week drop some food down.
So you're talking about a bunch of people wearing T-shirts and no pants.
No pants, no nothing. Let them go naked.
Yeah.
I mean, living in it's got to be a jungle with very little trees.
Yeah. Wait, did you say it's got to be a jungle with very little trees?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
So in case the sun is hot, they can cook in it. Hell with them. You don't want them to live.
Yes, that's their problem. That's a punishment.
Hey, I just hear every day on the news this bonehead guy that did this and that, and I start thinking, why wouldn't this guy not think of, hey, I shouldn't be damaging this man. or this woman or this child.
Right.
These criminals are unheard of.
Yep.
Do you see on an average of 3 or 4 people got shot and killed?
Oh yeah,
on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's definitely bad, Dad. There's no question. I think a lot of people would love to put people on the island.
Yeah, and then we put guns in their hands and say, go kill them some more. Why not eliminate selling guns?
Dad, a lot of people would love to hear you as if you were running for political office saying these things. People would vote for you, Dad. There's no question.
Oh, man, I don't want to be elected for nothing as far as that goes. But I'll tell you what, I got 10, 12 neighbors in here around me.
Yep.
We love each other. We say hi, how are you? They come up with their dogs walking. They're just dog stops, and I'm sitting there on the ground petting the dog. This is great living that way.
Yeah, that's you've got your own little. You're like the leader of the community.
Honest to God, I don't know if they realize that, but they sure as hell don't ignore what I'm doing.
No, they love you. That's why. That's why so many people help you guys.
Well,
let's see. I have another question about the moon. Dean.
About the moon?
Yeah. Dean has a question. He says, could you settle a dispute? And maybe Joanne can weigh in on this too.
She's in on it.
Is the moon a planet or is the moon a moon? Please embellish.
I think I would want to guess that the moon is a planet. But it's not it probably could be livable because it's not going to be like the sun that'll burn the hell out of you.
Well,
it's a planet.
But they call it the moon.
There's a man in it.
Joanne says there's a man in it.
Man in the moon.
Well, a moon is a moon.
Okay, so maybe it could be both.
It's a planet. It's a planet.
It's a planet and a moon.
I think it's a moon.
It's a moon. It's a shiny. I want to say for a Christian person, that's God's choice to light up the world.
There you go. Hey, you're bringing
Night
it all.
And day.
You're bringing it all around. Just don't tell God about your lack of knowledge on Lent.
Well, yeah, that's my understanding.
Oh, I know. You're serious about that. I'm not talking to anybody about this. Okay.
What the hell,
All right. How about this one? This is the last question that I have.
Hey, don't stop. I love today.
Travis asks, my neighbor has 5 dogs who constantly bark at 5 a.m. How should I confront them? Should I Will Smith them or be just as annoying and blast music on repeat?
Yeah, Joanne says, how about talking to him?
Yeah, I don't know why everybody has to go to violence or playing loud music.
No, but it really is not a right thing to do, to have 5 dogs. It just isn't.
Well, I got 4. I mean...
Well, it's not a right thing to do. But you are an intelligent person. You take care of those animals.
Yeah, it's like a full-time job.
It's just not running loose around, destroying the neighbors' lots and all that.
Well, sometimes
I know you.
Sometimes they take off, but I don't.
Well, yeah, but you still. I remember you the first dog that you found and you kept.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot.
And that lasted a long time.
Well, yeah.
And I actually loved you for doing that.
Yes, I love animals. That's a big. In fact.
Yeah, and me too. Believe you me, I really care. But I don't want to have an animal because I just don't think I want to be taking care of them.
Yeah, you don't like the idea of the commitment. You like to be able to just not worry about them.
Yeah, we've had dogs. You know that. You grew up with dogs.
Yeah, we'll just bring ours over, and you can say, this dog's hair.
That's right. Hey, have you noticed how your dog comes out and just lay down under my seat?
No, they love you. They love you. There's no question.
I mean, hey, no problem. Dogs are great animals.
Okay. Well, Dad, you've done it again. You and Joanne have just done a absolute time once again, talking with us, and everybody loves you. And, just have a hell of a day, okay?
All right. You do the same, but I want to tell you something. You really threw some heavy-duty stuff to me today.
What are you talking about?
Your questions were kind of tough for me to deal with.
Really? I thought you did awesome.
Well, but I, within myself, don't feel that I did the right thing.
Oh, are you having second thoughts about some of them?
No. It just, I had to think what I'm going to say. Usually I can blabber right out.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You got to take your time, come up with the answer, and you did. You did great.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Now, if you suddenly freaked out and started saying the N-word or something like that, I mean,
No. Oh, hey, in conclusion, I really want to. What do you think the laws have allowed people to have guns and all kinds of them?
Oh, you want my opinion on gun ownership?
Yeah. You noticed I'm talking about the guns that have gotten into the bad elements.
Well, I think, there is an opinion that the presence of guns causes crime to occur. But there's an opposite opinion that says, yes, guns exist. Bad people get the guns any way they can and then do terrible things with them. So the idea is, why should the people who actually use guns because, well, for whatever reason, to harm themselves or to hunt or whatever, why should they be punished because bad people are going to get those guns? You know what I mean? Outside of waving a magic wand and make all guns disappear, the bad people are going to get guns, So I guess I'm torn on that. I haven't looked into it enough to determine one way or the other what gun control can do to aid a community. But I tend to think that it will do nothing to improve crime, to make it so that there's less violence.
Well, then, if guns are not available to them, how could they commit crime?
How are you going to keep them from being available?
No, it should not be available for the public.
Well,
guns should belong to the people that are the law enforcing people.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess let's just say for this discussion, we could make all guns disappear.
Yes, totally. Melt them all down.
Right. There were no, let's just say fantasy world, there are no more guns. I don't know if that necessarily means that there is no more crime or violent crime. I think I would be under the impression that they'd come up with another way to harm people. Bad people would.
They'd stab you.
They stab you, Joanna says. I believe that. I mean, Eric, do you listen to the news on a daily basis with how many people died of gun use?
Yes, I know that when a lot of times, there was just a crime on the subway in New York. That's probably what you're referencing.
Yeah, 4 people in one shot got killed.
There was a lot of horrible things. I go the other way. In New York, it is one of the strictest places for guns. It's very difficult to even carry a gun in a city like New York. And so that is a very ripe area, fertile ground for the bad guys to carry out their bad things. Had the bad guys known or been under the impression that any one of those civilians could be armed, they would not have done that, I think that the opposite is, I actually think the answer is more guns. That if more people, more law-abiding people were armed, the bad guys would know that and wouldn't go to the places that are soft targets, like the inside of a subway train.
I think they should ban guns except strictly for hunting, and that's all there is to it.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad that you are strong in your opinion.
That's my feeling. Hey, I had guns.
You had a hunting rifle.
Well, for 30 years it sat there, or 20 years, and I bought it from, Michael.
Right.
A handgun.
Okay, that 38, yeah.
Yeah, we went up north. Were you there when we shot him? No. I shot him about 2-3 times, and then I had no use. It sat there for years.
Okay.
So I finally saw it, and I called Mike. I said, Mike, you're an avid owner of handguns and all that. Well, what are you going to do about this gun that you sold me a long time ago?
Yeah.
So I'd like to buy it back. I sold it to him.
Oh, he's got it now? He's got that revolver?
Yes. What the hell is the sense of me having a gun when I am not going to use it at all?
Well,
so
some
I don't
people
say that's what everybody's norm.
Yes.
They got a gun, they're going to use it for something, hunting or so. I have no desire for that.
Well, the way I look at it is this. In the very rare instance that some weirdo decides to shoot up Walmart, in the very rare, if I happen to be there, rather than running away or hiding and hoping I don't get shot, I like my odds much better that I can pull out my pistol and shoot him. That is the deciding factor to me. I would like to be, that is a safety net for me, that I would be in control of that in the event of a person doing something terrible. I could save someone's life or my own. And that's kind of my thought on that.
I understand what you're saying. I believe it, and I trust you for all the things that you said. You are really a good man with a gun. I remember an issue that you really should have pulled a gun on this guy.
You do? Was it my brother?
One time that not too long ago that we were up north.
Oh, no. You see, that's the thing.
That was my feeling. I said, Scott, I'd like to see him pull out and
No. Well, that's the thing. You see, training teaches
but you didn't do that.
No, you don't. And I don't even know if I had my pistol on me. I wouldn't have, because there's a protocol, and it is the gun only comes out to shoot. And your life has to actually be threatened. And it's a very, very strict open and shut thing.
Well, I trusted your intelligence. You control it well.
So my point is, a person who has the required training to have that pistol recognizes and discerns right from wrong, situation arising that deadly force is necessary. That situation did not warrant deadly force. All it warranted was me telling that guy to, hey, shut up. That's all. So
he had a gun.
I don't think he did.
He had a gun.
He didn't pull it.
He didn't pull it, but he had a gun. And I'm standing there with this big cane in my hand. I didn't want to intervene with that.
I think
what's going on.
I'm 100% sure that he did not. You may have added a layer to that story. It was just a couple of old men yelling at each other. Yeah, no, he didn't have a gun, Dad. No.
No.
Anyway,
I was glad that it turned out the way it did.
Oh, yeah, no big deal.
The trick was just because somebody was going to use his area to cross over.
No, there was no question.
The damn thing was...
I remember you were the one that lit the fuse because the guy started to talk and you go, hey, we don't need a lecture.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it went nice.
All right. Well, look, hey, everybody loves you guys. And
I love you too, honey.
And you have a nice day. I'll talk to you very soon. Okay, guys?
You bet.
All right.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I know. I got to come see you. We're going to have a cookout.
All right. Joanne yelled Happy Easter. And
Happy Easter.
Double that.
Yes, baby Jesus is coming to town. I should say he's rising from the dead.
Audience, you are wonderful people.
Okay, guys. We'll talk to you.
Goodbye.
Okay, see ya. Oh, man. Yeah. You see, Dad has, he reads the headlines about the New York City subway thing. He's like, all guns are causing this death and destruction. We need to ban all guns. So, take that for what it's worth. Corey says, Easter when the baby Jesus rose from the dead riding a giant bunny. Yeah, I did say baby Jesus. That's Christmas is the baby Jesus. I know that. It's just, oh, God. I just wanted to get out of that conversation. Yeah, he's taken the story of when, I fucking forgot the name of the guy I got in the argument with. And now he's added a layer that guy had a gun. I didn't have a gun. I didn't. He said I had my gun, but I don't even remember. I don't think I had my gun. No one has died in New York. He has, his brain is meatloaf today. No one is. How did no one die in that, by the way? All right. That was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Dear Meathead, I want you to check out the Just Chirpin podcast, JustChirpin, for knuckleheads talking about love, life, and hockey. All right. Just Chirpin. A lot of ball busting going on in that show. Good guys. You can find it Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or on their website, justchirpin.com. If you'd like to advertise on the Eric Zane Show podcast, you can. Reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. 616-532-6600. Get your cars fixed at Irvine's, for God's sake. Domestic, European, Asian. Everything but Volkswagens. EVs, hybrids. Irvine's, that's Ervines. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Oh, no. Hold on. The sign fell. Shit. Yeah. Hey, guys. 'Tis the season for signs falling off the wall. By the way, this is the first day in a long time, well, 6 months, that I haven't needed the heater in this room. Oh, my God. How much does it cost your electric bill each day? I just got a bill back in this house. It's $7.50 for electricity. I've never seen it. I guess I've never really sat and broke down the bill, but they actually do it for you. Your house is, you're spending $7.50 on electricity. That seems very reasonable to me. That seems pretty damn good. Now, you multiply it by how many days in a month, but it's not bad, I guess. All right. Van Dyke Mortgage, Mario Flores Lakeshore, team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. Get a mortgage. You can still get a very, very low rate. Okay? I really encourage you to take your 30-year loan that you're paying on and come up with the extra cash and convert it to a 15-year. First of all, you're going to get a lower interest rate. Like if you're sitting at about a 3.5, 4, and you convert to a 15, you're going to have a much lower interest rate, which is going to save you a lot of money. in addition to the percentage rate being lower, but the amount of time that you're paying the loan off is halved. Okay. And so, you're going to pay more each month, but fucking beg, borrow, steal, work a second job, whatever the fuck it is, but get that term reduced. Okay. Mario can help you with that. You should really look into that. 30 years is a long ass time. Cut that thing in half. Reach out to Mario, 231-332-6505. You'll save thousands of dollars that way. TC Paintball. I see Rick is he's got people outside now. That's awesome. TCPaintballGR.com. You got Little League today. Come as you are. Walk in the door, 445. Fill out the form. You and your kid are out there having fun with the low-impact machinery. Doesn't hurt, so you're good to go. If you got a new paintball player, young person, that's the way to go. Introduce them to paintball without any ow! Oh, fuck me! Shit! Okay? None of that. I remember Gabe, the Honduran, his son, Gabe Jr., he doesn't have an ounce of fat on him. He's, 12, 13-year-old kid. And one of I think it was Todd, shot him in the back. Snuck up behind him and shot him in the back. And this kid, oh, God. He's like, didn't cry. Did not cry. Gather up the neighborhood kids with the dads and the hot moms and check out TC Paintball's Little League in Grand Rapids, Michigan. TCPaintballGR.com. Berlin Raceway opens up this weekend, and I want you to go. I'm going to make a Facebook post today to give away tickets. The season opener, 72nd season opener on the asphalt half mile at Berlin Raceway. It's called Berlin Icebreaker. Tickets are just $5 for Saturday's event. Get them at berlinraceway.com. Let's say you got mom, dad, 3 kids under 15. To get in and sit down, that's $10. $10. $5 a ticket for the icebreaker. If you really want to go on the cheap, bring a cooler no bigger than 12 by 18 or 12 by 19, I think. I don't know. A small cooler. One of those fucking collapsible ones. The vinyl ones. And put the snacks in there and whatever, something to eat because racing starts early. Okay? And then soft drinks. You can bring in soft drinks in cans, no glass. You can bring the food, like I said. So theoretically, you wouldn't spend any money. But of course, Dad's going to want to knock back a beer. And so you can get that there. My point is, it's the most affordable and most exciting thing you're going to see. Holy shit. Racing? Oh, God. Fuck yes. I cannot wait. April 30th, I'm going to be there with the Zaniacs, but the season opens this Saturday. Saturday, April 16th. This is the thing to do. $5 a ticket for the opener. Now, after this weekend, they go up to $12. Bennett Flooring Installation, 616-318-0167. Have Jacob and Jason install the flooring. I will be announcing the recipient of the Great Flooring Giveaway coming up at the end of this week. Reach out to Bennett Flooring Installation to get a flooring estimate. They'll come to your house, measure the room, go home, do some math, send you an email saying this is how much it's going to cost for us to professionally put in your flooring. 616-318-0167. If you are in West Michigan, that's what you do. Okay. We have a race war brewing, like I said some time ago, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. A lot of you have followed me as I've talked about it. Week and a half ago, a guy was pulled over named Patrick Lyoya. This is all we know. Now, you got to understand, when I'm talking about this, I'm talking from a position of no information. So I don't assume anything. The people in the black community have assumed everything and have already convicted the police because a black guy got shot in the head. My point is, maybe that was done wrong. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was done by the book. Maybe deadly force was appropriate. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe they did handcuff him and shoot him and say, I hate black people, and shoot him. I have no idea. No clue. So you know what I'm doing? Waiting. My point, when I brought in race baiter Robert S., who is the county commissioner in the 17th district of Grand Rapids, or of Kent County, was I think it's reckless that you have said this was an execution, because you haven't seen shit. And I got him to admit, that's just my opinion. Well, he didn't say that on his Facebook post. People like Robert S. are the reason why everybody's going to destroy downtown starting today. Now, hopefully not. I say that hoping that that's all wrong. But enough assholes like Robert S. have stoked the fires that there's preparations being made in Grand Rapids for a riot. Today, the big news is they are going to release the footage of what happened in that incident. So let's unpack this based on what we know right now. Here you go.
Grand Rapids Police Chief Eric Winstrom confirming he will release the video from the shooting tomorrow during a 3 o'clock press conference.
We have learned that the footage will come from multiple...
Actually, this is yesterday's story, so it's today at 3 p.m.
sources, including body cam, dash cam, cell phone video, and video from a ring camera at a nearby home.
Okay.
The chief says that the video and audio will not be edited, except for some blurring to protect privacy. It will depict the moment that Patrick Loyola was shot and killed by the officer.
We do have team coverage tonight. Whitney Burney spoke with people who marched to City Hall, and we have Kyle Mitchell inside the City Commission meeting as public comment continues tonight after more than 3.5 hours.
And we've been listening in one by one as community members have stepped up to...
What's that guy wearing?
About the handling of the shooting.
What the hell was that thing?
More than 3.5 hours.
And we've been listening in one by one as...
What is this guy wearing? What is up with that? I think that might be scarves of the color of the flag where Loyola's family is from. I think he's Congolese. Does that sound right? Congolese?
Members have stepped up to voice their concerns about the handling of the shooting investigation. Several people have called out police and city leaders, saying that they're trying to cover up what's in the shooting video.
Many called for the commission.
I'm curious as to how they could say that the city is trying to cover it up when it's being shown today. And that's part of what my point is, because a lot of the people that you are going to hear speak today in this clip don't care about waiting to actually see the video. They have already made a decision. So much so that, my own personal opinion, no matter what is seen today on this video, they're still going to be very headstrong about this. So if we turn on the TV at 3 and we see Patrick Loyola strangling the cop to death and then the cop shoots him, they're still going to think the cop was wrong. You know what I mean? That's the impression I get, at least.
City manager and GRPD leadership to resign. They said the city has failed to prevent Patrick's death and protect people in the black community.
I don't know how you sleep at night. I cannot sleep at night knowing that I took someone's father, son, brother, cousin, best friend, boyfriend, community member, churchgoer away from them.
You see, that's where I wish that the people that are on the city commission can say, Well, you haven't seen anything. You don't know what happened. You might be right, but I'm just wondering how you can make it seem like you've already convicted everybody here, and that's you can't. How do you do that?
Rest in power, Patrick Lyoya.
I think that I am black and I don't have the right to deserve to die. If somebody tried to kill me, I am black, so come kill me. I bet you won't. And do I know if I'm going to ever be able to live my whole life? Because of every single one of y'all want to let these people come around and kill people for no reason. They did not do anything to y'all.
Okay. Now, again, no one has any clue what actually happened here. We're going to find out. And I guess my question is, are these people who are this pissed off, it just seems to me like they're judge, jury, and executioner before actually getting any of the information that matters. You know, what happened. So shut the fuck up. Wait.
I am done with y'all.
And I just want to talk to the police department. I don't even want to say anything to you guys in regards of this matter, but to the police department. Does the color of my skin bother you? Did the color of his skin bother you?
Imagine if one of the guys said, yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
The jewelry he wearing, well, was wearing, bother you? I would like to know.
What the fuck is this person wearing behind her? Jesus.
Again, we have a crew inside the City Commission meeting right now. We are also streaming the full meeting online at woodtv.com.
And as people were filing in to make their voices heard to the City Commission, faith leaders met at MLK Park along with Kent County Commissioner Robert Womack.
Oh, our pal Robert is in attendance.
To share a message of peace and justice. They talked about tomorrow's video release. We stream this live at woodtv.com. And here's a portion of their message.
Tomorrow you will see a video
that
is going to be horrific, if you ask me.
Well, I'm not axing you. I'm reasonably confident that a man being shot in the head would be horrific, but I don't, and you don't know the scenario that led to that.
Very horrific. It's going to be heartbreaking. It's going to move you to emotion, but we ask you to still be intellectual as you join us looking for peace.
This guy is so stupid. I'm asking you to be intellectual.
For the Lyoya family.
Now we're asking you to trust us when we make a plea to you, all of Grand Rapids, that in the hours to come with the release of this horrific video, that now this is our time.
I wish one of these assholes would say, instead of this, what we're seeing and hearing, one of them would say, as soon as we view the footage, then we will have a statement, an opinion on this. But no one does that. They all just, it's adding to the fervor. This is why the city's going to burn, because these assholes go out of their way to have these grandiose moments where they're, rallying their support and people are getting pissed off. It's inciting people is what it is.
To be a world-class community with no violence, no vandalism.
That's code for destroy everything.
No injuries. We're angry, we're hurt. We've been here before. The team that I'm with tonight, we've been at the table for years advocating for policy change. We've advocated training change, hiring change.
I think that this could still be an appropriate thing to say because since no one's seen this video, once it's seen, I might feel like them. I may actually agree with them that this was terribly wrong. It's all based on what I see. Like, remember when those scumbags in Georgia shot the black guy running down the street? And they got all the time in prison just recently. That was fucking, open and shut case. It's so obvious. You might have that here with this cop. I don't know, which is my point of all of this,
What we need you to do is trust us and our leadership when we're asking you as a team We're asking you collectively as a community.
Robert has a face that looks like he's smelling shit all the time. Look at him.
To stand down on violence, thoughts of violence, and any level of community vandalism.
We got to stand up, and in standing up, that means we got to hold people.
I'll tell you what, I hope my buddy Bob Kaiser is putting boards over the windows down at Kilwins.
Accountable. We cannot allow people to feel like because we're asking them to pray, because we're asking them not to be violent, because we're asking them not to vandalize, that does not mean we're getting ready to hold people accountable. We're going to hold all parties.
I hope the cops come out with a statement that says, this video's coming out today. And if there's anybody that decides to destroy our city, we're going to beat the fuck out of you in the street, and you will be arrested. They should go out of their way and do that.
Accountable because our community is hurting across the nation. People are tired. And so we're setting up some systems to make sure that people feel that we understand that accountability is necessary, but smashing in a window is not going to hold them accountable.
You can rewatch that entire news conference from faith leaders right now at woodtv.com.
Ahead of tonight's commission meeting, people marched through the streets of downtown Grand Rapids. News 8's Whitney Burney.
Now, the cops have put up these barricades with this fence. That is not going to hold these people.
Was there, and she joins us now live from Calder Plaza, where the demonstration ended. Whitney?
That march got started right across from Rosa Parks Circle earlier this afternoon before demonstrators made their way through the city of Grand Rapids. Tonight, they're calling on city leaders for accountability, saying that video should have been released already at this point.
I will give one of you $100 to go downtown today with a T-shirt that says Kyle Rittenhouse Fan Club.
No peace! No justice! No peace!
Over 100 people filled the streets of downtown Grand Rapids this evening.
I'm horrified that it keeps on happening and it's not getting any better.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. No one does, you stupid asshole.
Calling for justice for 26-year-old Patrick Lioya.
You fucking whale.
At all. I was scared that it was happening in my own city that I live in.
The march, organized by the Royal...
God, is anyone here under 300 pounds? Look at this WWE star. Yeah, look at this guy with the gun. I'm sure this is going to be a non-violent day. The guy in front's got a fucking gun. This group, defund the GRPD, they're pieces of shit. They've been all over. This is right by Cumulus. See Soho Sushi? This is right by Cumulus right here where they're walking.
The Black Panther Party started at Rosa Parks Circle and made its way through downtown. Organizers making calls for the release of the video and accountability from city leaders.
The Royal Black Panther Party? What is that?
They say ignored their warnings about GRPD policy.
We're sick and tired, and we've had enough. We've been had enough. And we demand justice, and we demand a change, and that change is going to start with us.
Among those in attendance of today's march, family of Patrick Lioya.
I don't know when my brother is killed just like that. Why is that?
They say they want as many people as possible to see what happened on April 4th.
So we want the world to see who did this, so that other police, they can learn. Next time, they're not going to do it. That's what we want.
We're fighting for justice. We're fighting for justice for all of us, not only my brother.
Is that the guy who was in the film Black Panther? He sounded just like him.
April 4th.
So we want the world to see who did this, so that other police, they can learn. Next time, they're not going to do it.
I love Wakanda.
We're fighting for justice. We're fighting for justice for all of us, not only my brother at the end of the day, because we're all human beings.
Now tonight, that protest ended right here at Calder Plaza. Because there were so many people that attended that protest, a lot of them got stuck out here as they waited to filter up to City Commission chambers and make their voices heard. Reporting here in Grand Rapids, Whitney Burney, News 8.
Again, police will release the video from the shooting tomorrow at a 3 o'clock press conference. We will bring that to you live over at woodtv.com.
Oh, boy. This might get very, very messy now. Just so that we're all on the same page. You know, if something terrible, if I see something terrible, I'm going to interpret it the way my eyes can and my brain can. And it'll either be it could be deadly force was necessary or deadly force was not necessary. I don't know, and it's not up to me to decide. I think that the showing of this could incite people that much worse. I think that today could get extremely ugly. And then if the cops, the Michigan State Police who are investigating this whole thing, if they determine ultimately that no charges and this guy can continue being a cop, this is gonna, these people are pissed off. They want to be judge, jury, and executioner without even seeing it. What do you think is going to happen if the Michigan State Police say this man can't be charged? He didn't do anything wrong. This was a by the book, deadly use of force. Melissa says, Eric, go live at 3 p.m. We can watch it together. Yeah, maybe. Tyler says, what gets me is people taking this a step too far. If the officer acted maliciously, why does that mean all police are racist and all black people are at risk of being shot walking down the street minding their own business? Nick says these are not people who are waiting on evidence. These are people waiting to be let off their leash. Jason says, let's go back to the start. Loyola chose to run/fight. Concerning the morbid obesity, Jesse says they only exercise when there's a Black Lives Matter protest. Melissa, referring to the deceased, says, stop breaking the law, asshole. All right. Kyle says, looks like downtown Byron Center will be quiet today. Glad I live in the suburbs. Me too. Me too. Jason says, problem is, even if justified, his career could very well be over. Maybe. I just saw that those Buffalo cops, remember when the Buffalo cops are walking down the street and the old man's like, hey, you gotta love peace. And they go, get the fuck out of the way, old man. And he didn't move. And so they ran into him and he fell down and cracked his head. Those two are back on the job. It took forever, but they are back on the job. I was not in support of that. I did not like that in any way, shape, or form. I thought those guys should have been fired. Oh, man. Adam says any local business owners down there have about 5 hours to board their windows up. All right. Yeah, maybe we'll go live. I don't know. Let's see. What do I got going on today? Hey, Daisy. What's up? All right. Yeah. Let's watch it together. You'll see the notification on Twitch. I'm going to wait till they just get started, though. I don't want to sit here and burn time and try to, I don't know. We'll see. Yes. That's the long answer. Yes, is what I'm telling you. All right. On Twitch or Zoom? It will be on Twitch. It'll be just like this. Okay? How does that sound? Okay. One of you who's not on Patreon needs to right now. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. you're like, he's always talking about it. I know it helps him. I might as well throw him a bone. You won't be let down. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. It's so much fun. It's fun to be on Patreon with your old pal Eric Zane. More stuff for you to listen to. Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. My website is where you get the t-shirts. Eric Zane Show podcast t-shirts, several designs to choose from. Johnson Carpet, One Floor and Home Discount Outlet. I think it was Chad Haskins, the most recent person who went over there. Kent reached out to me. Yes, Chad Haskins, thank you so much for going over and visiting with my pals over at Johnson Carpet, One Floor at Home Discount Outlet. You use the Eric Zane Show discount, get you 10% off. Big giant pole barn, small red sign that says Johnson's behind Little Caesars along Chicago Drive in Granville, Michigan. No rioting this weekend or tonight in Granville, Michigan. Bosco's Pub. We meet there April 30th. That's a Saturday, 2 p.m. In the meantime, go check them out for lunch or dinner or after hours or drinks or whatever it may be. It's a great hangout place, small little place. Very, very nice. Part of Terra Square. No rioting in Terra Square. Bosco's Pub, online at boscospub.com. Great burgers, draft beer, bottled beer. Well drinks, no Russian vodka, Bosco's Pub, boscospub.com. And last but not least, yesterday I drove over to the Tax Hobbits business and saw PJ from Taga County, and I had 2 more last-minute returns for him to do. I go, hey, you got to do the NFK, and you got to do Madison. They go, all right, what do you got? I go, hey, here's the NFK's pension, here's the NFK's Social Security, and here's Madison's W-2s. All right, good to go. It can be that simple for you. I drove it over and hand-delivered it. You can upload it if you want. They're only taking returns like that, like where you drop off your stuff. No more appointments. You don't need an appointment, okay? Just drop your stuff off or get it to them via the online portal, and then, they're going to let you know, hey, we're going to do your taxes on Thursday at 4 p.m. Have your phone handy in case we have a question for you. That's it. And I know this is down to the wire because the 18th is a tax deadline. You can still take advantage of this no matter where you are in the U.S. Call TJ, PJ, or Christina at 616-301-9516 for Tag Accounting. All right. It's the asshole of the day. Today, the asshole of the day is blacks. I'm totally kidding. I would never do that. I know I wrote it down there, but I'm just being a smartass. I don't believe that. Eric, no, in honor of Gilbert Gottfried's passing, that's important to stick your fucking finger right in the eye and say, yes, that's a joke. Shut up. That's a joke. It's a joke. Doesn't count. Asshole of the day brought to you by TC Paintball and JM Synthetics. Boy, I didn't even get to half my shit I was going to talk about today. I could go for another hour. I'm not kidding you. I could go for another hour today. I don't know if this is much better, but I'm going to make Robert S. the asshole of the day again just because. Just because he is. Okay. All right. So that's it. For Mother Mary here. For my dad. For Joanne. For the dogs. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nick is saying Kenny again for his 1-star review. No. Come on now. Okay. Have a good one. I'll talk to you on Patreon. Till Till next time, bye-bye.